Hello everyone, and thanks for coming back to the channel. Excuse the audio and the shaky cam. I had to move out here to the basement floor. We are doing another giveaway. In the past, I've talked a lot about different techniques in doing giveaways, and there's just no good way. There's going to be a percentage of people that are going to be a little bit unhappy one way or another, so we're just going to do it straight. You can see we've got quite an assortment of stuff out here. Some of it's quite aged, and some of it is kind of new. You'll see the NickburnsRC MX3 Sparrow right there, and let's see what else. Oh, that's the Furry X140. What else we got that's really new? The Alolas, we just reviewed that. The Dino, that's not too old, and then we've got a few other things. We've got a bunch of different stuff that's out here, and some of this stuff was left over from the last giveaway, and some of this stuff has just been sitting around because I've been hesitant to give it away. So what I've decided to do, and hopefully you hear me through, is I'm going to package some of these up together. And instead of just sending you one item, I'm going to send somewhere between 3 to 5, and we'll do as many boxes as I can come up with and fit everything in. So you'll get at least one working quad, I would think, and then 2 others that probably work as well, and one that might be a project. Like ones that I would call a project would be like this brushed box. This box is full of motors, various other props. It's got 2 or 3 working brushed machines in there, but they might be missing like the camera or something. So you've got at least one working machine in there. But that would be a project. So you'd only get one of these per your box. This would be another project. This is the GB180. It's kind of a fat 4-incher. It's over-motored. It probably needs to be on a 5-inch frame. I had some problems with one of the motors. By the time they sent me stuff to repair it, it wasn't relevant anymore. So I've got a full set of ESCs over here and a full set of motors. So you could definitely take everything out and put that on a 5-inch frame, and you'd be good to go. It has, I believe it has a CCD camera in it. And LEDs there. Launchy Monster back there. That I think that's a project just because... I think that's a project because it is overmotored as well. It's got 1104. It's got tiny little props on it. Probably needs to be on a bigger frame, running at least 2-inch props. The SP80 next to it, this one here. That one doesn't fly worth a damn, so that's another project in my opinion. Take all the parts off, put it on a frame of your choosing. The P130 Battler. I want to say that's just a piece of junk. You can fly this on 4S. 4S will keep it in the air. But if you fly it on 3S as spec'd and as a battery included in the box, it will tumble, an arm will fall, an arm will drop anytime you do any sort of turn. And I mean the most modest of turns. So this would be better suited to be on a 4-inch frame. The Armor 90 here, my recollection was that flew pretty well, but had fail-safe issues when you're flying outside. The range was pretty limited, so probably a new receiver. That's the Fly Egg 130 there. It flies fine. I fixed that one. Again, the Sparrow, the Fly 130, or the R130, flies pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit heavy, but flies all right. This one here, that's a transplant from one of the SBC products that didn't fly worth a damn. This GB190, this might be 2 years old. So that's kind of a bit of a project too, but it flies. I'll find an antenna and I'll include that as well. This is the Tomo Frames, what is that? That is the Swift. And I've got the bits to where you can take off the prop guards, and I've got an extra prop guard. And if you want, I will throw in a swirly frame with that, so if you want to transfer it to something else. Oh, this one never came to the channel. This is the CSX from Tomo as well. I had the Flips of Death and I had a fire with this one. I've since obviously repaired it. It flies fine. I did break an arm, but I repaired it. I can't even see where I broke it, especially not holding this camera. But I've got another frame right there, so I'll include this with the frame itself. Tiny 6, Tiny 7, Toad 90 right there. The iFlight Stretch X there. We got 2 GB130s. Those are kind of old. Those are F3 still, I believe. One of them I built dumb. This one. Yeah, look at that. I put the XT60 off the back, so you should probably remove that or rotate it. This is the box below that is the FD100. This is the UB that you see there. That is the Vendetta 140. I think that's the Q95. That one flowed pretty well, I thought. This is some random build. You know, it's one of those fire frames. I am giving away my my Beta 65. I just don't fly it that much anymore, so it needs to find a new home. Tiny Swift there, another indoor brushless. So we've got a pretty good assortment, I think. Let's count. Okay, so if we count, I didn't count this box. So if we count these back here that are projects, that's 30. And that's more than I thought it was going to be, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to, of course, Christmas just got over. My kids got all sorts of stuff they don't need. So I will be rummaging up boxes and saving those. This giveaway is a typical giveaway. Well, let's go back to the desk so we can actually talk about this. Here, you can look at the Nemesis X while I talk. So the giveaway is as standards. You have to be a subscriber. I would suggest that you open up your subscription list. I understand if you don't want to do that, but if I'm asking people to be a subscriber and I've got no mechanism to check, unfortunately the thing on YouTube is terrible to check. If I go into the back end, kind of our console, you have to scroll through 20 at a time, and then you click the number of the page you want next, you get 20 more. And you can imagine with possibly, in the last giveaway, I think we had 500 or 700 participants. Locating those 500 or 700 out of 7,000 people, that would take too much time. So I guess you can open it temporarily if you want to do that, but I've got to have some mechanism to check that you're a subscriber. I also need a mechanism to contact you. So what I'll do is I will do a best efforts to contact you via your channel, which technically everyone who has a YouTube channel or has a YouTube account has a channel associated with it. So I'll try that mechanism if I can. If I can't, I'll see if I can look you up directly. Use Facebook as well, and then I'll put together the video and hopefully you send me a message and we can work something out that way. So don't forget, this is not part of the video. This is just what's on the desk. We got 30 quads and then a bunch of brush parts that we're going to give away. I think I can do 6 boxes. It may end up being 7. We'll have to see how many boxes I can get, what the size are, how many quads I can get in there. I don't want to stuff them in there. I don't want to wreck anything that I put in there because I do want you guys to be able to fly these things. So I'll have to work something out, and I'll get those boxes and everything lined up, and then when I come back and I'll do the drawing, the random comment picker thingy that shows you your comment. Only one comment. Don't start a chat there in the comments, because if you have more than one comment, I have to throw you out. That's an unfair advantage. Rules: be a subscriber. Have your subscriptions open to view so I can check that. Have a method available for me to contact you. I wouldn't suggest leaving that in the comments, though, because that's just a mechanism for spam bots to pick you up. Lastly, one comment, and shipping will be for you to pay for. We're talking bigger boxes, so I think in the States, probably shipping USPS is probably going to run us between 20 and 25. It may push upwards of 30 bucks depending upon the box. I really want to keep it low, but I've thought about this quite a bit. If I put 5 quads in there, most of those quads at one point in time, either retail or build cost, was somewhere between $100 and $175 or more dollars. So if I put 5 in there, we're talking about the possibility of the value contained within that box is at least $500, possibly much, much greater. You can look at it that way. You may not agree with me, but that's the best way I can kind of tell you. You know, it may cost you 30 bucks to get your box shipped to you, but you're going to have multiple quads in there. You'll probably have one project. As I said, I'm just going to put one project, but not all boxes probably even have a project. What I'll do is I'll put all the quads in the boxes how they best fit. I'm not going to make one box, you know, the bigger stuff, and one box the little stuff. I'm not going to do an indoor one and an outdoor one. I'm just going to mix them together. And then I'll take a black marker and I'll put a number on the box. Whoever gets picked first by the random comment picker, they get box 1. Whoever's picked second gets box 2, and so on. One of the reasons why I wanted to give these away, and I wanted to give them away as a package, is because if I can get, you know, several $100s to more value to you as a pilot, I think that can maybe ease some of the stress that it comes with when you're flying. Because when you have several $100s flying around up in the air, even though you know it's going to crash, you might not be willing to let go with that factor, and it may be holding you back as far as your ability to expand your skill set on the sticks, and it may also be holding you back in how much fun you're having. As a reviewer, there's a responsibility to have a review. I want to be able to show you what the machine can do. If I break it in one of my first few flights and I really don't have anything to show you how the machine flies, that's irresponsible in my opinion on my part. So you do fly somewhat differently when you're reviewing a machine. You might get several good flights in and then start to take some risk and know that, well, if I break it now, I can go back to those other flights. Because I post full flight reviews, I'm always looking for, you know, a full battery pack in order to be able to post that flight. And I want the flight to show what it can do with the skill set that I have. I want it to show it the flight time. I want it to show you how the camera operates, the VTX operates, if the motors get hot, if the motor get warm, or if we have some sort of failure, when that failure occurred. I really want it to be able to give you all the information you need to make a purchase. An expenditure of maybe $30, you can have 3+ quads that you can just fly with reckless abandon and have a great time and hopefully expand your skills. I should note, some of the quads will have receivers, some of them won't. Some of them may have receivers and you say, what is this? And I'll have to say, you know, go back to the video and look. Hopefully I talk about it. Otherwise, you just kind of have to figure it out. Most of the time, it's going to be FrSky in probably D8 mode or DSM-X. If you're familiar with Spectrum, it's very rarely going to be FlySky. So that's, you can pretty much rule that out. I think there may have only been, no, I don't think there was any that were FlySky in there. I think they were all FrSky or Spectrum. So that eliminates a lot. You're probably going to be running D8 mode most of the time on the FrSky stuff, unless you see that it's an XM Plus. So it has 2 antennas. Most of those Spectrum satellites are already set for DSM-X. You can go in and actually look at the setup. They should be all set up for the receivers. Even if they don't have a receiver, you can see what was on it if you want to. So I'm stoked. I had a great 2017. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming, checking my work, encouraging me to do more, saying kind things to me, whether it be on the comments or private emails or messages on Facebook. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me, and hopefully I give back in a way that is of equal value. I'm excited to see what 2018 brings. We had our second snow over Christmas, so we'll see if 2018 is full of snow. But the days should start getting longer. You know, we're officially, the shortest day of the year occurred a couple days ago, so our daylight time will start getting longer, so that should provide us with more flight time. All right, remember, one comment, be a subscriber, you pay shipping, contact method. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching.